promise you there'll be no funny business. Let's go back to bed where it's warm and talk about them.
Can I have my clothes back?
Of course you can have your clothes back.
And no funny business.
I promise.
All right, then.
Good lad.
Supposing I'm the one.
We don't think that.
Not be the one. It is 1,000 to 1 that you will be the one.
But suppose I am.
Then everything will be fine because you are signing the form.
They're to carry you down there kicking and screaming. You can't stand pain. You can't even stand the sight of blood.
You'd have been
Look what happened
knocked
when they
out.
brought that chap in with a gashed arm. He had to get off the stretcher to make room for you.
Don't have to
my
know someone's got
operation.
hangover.
Oh, yes, I was forgetting. How are you feeling?
I feel all right.
Good, I'm glad one of us does. I feel like death.
Thorpe is what you call your instrument of God. I know he doesn't look much like it, but that's what he is.
Didn't know Thorpe believed in God.
Well, he doesn't so much believe in God, he thinks he is God.
Sure, it's not all that serious, is it, Doctor? I mean, if he doesn't have the operation?
Well, it all
Depending
depends
on
what you mean
birth.
by serious, Figgis. I mean, if he doesn't have the operation, he'll probably die.
That sounds fairly serious.
I'm quite calm. I know my life's in their hands, but I trust them. They're decent, kindly people, and they're going to do their best for me.
Norman, would you come to the office, please? There's been another cock-up. I spent many days in silent thought and prayer, my body totally motionless, all my senses suspended, until I achieved complete control and serenity.
Me?
Then I took this large nail and passed it through my lower lip.
What did it feel like?
It hurt like bloody hell. We are not decadent. We work hard, not like you. You will not work. You are lazy. That is why you cannot balance the blasted payments.
No, just a minute.
Hello then everybody and welcome to the video. My name's Serenity Soul on the Axe and here we are with Only When I Laugh Series 1 Episode 2. So I liked the first episode, but it was mediocre-ish. Not as mediocre as Nightingale's, I'd say on the higher level of mediocre. It was good, it was only the first episode. I have seen a couple, well I have reacted to a couple of Richard Wilson shows, not live yet I don't think, when this goes live, it might be when this is done. I'm recording this May 2023. But I don't want to run the Richard Wilson shows at the same time, if you know what I mean, in the same schedules. But yes, he didn't get many laughs in the last episode. It was more of the straight man to it. So hopefully he gets funnier, because he is Richard Wilson, he's a funny man. So hopefully he gets more funny jokes, well not those, because this is in the role of the Doctor. But the one thing I am worried about is Dr. Gupti. Now, I don't know if this is going to stay above the bar of you know what or go below it. Hopefully it stays above. I am not like that myself and I don't want my channel to come across like that. So I don't want to cut anything, but I will apologise if it does. So I'm not going to do the subscribes and follows in the intro. I want to try and keep that away from this. I'll do that in the outro. But I do want to thank my Patreon members, because it is you that is bringing the content to me that allows me to bring the content back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what tier you are. So with that, let's get on to the second episode. There's no subtitles on this one, I'm afraid. If you want to caption it, you can. I ain't got time to. I've got a heck of a lot to do. I just spent £400 on more DVDs. Why does it keep showing that one? I thought it just showed that one because it was the first episode.
I'm sure I am.
Don't forget, if any shows are on a break and you want them back sooner, let me know. If more people that ask for it, I'll bring them back sooner. And also, if you want any shows, suggest them in the comments. I'll look into them.
Today's the day then?
Yes.
Cigarette.
Should I, before an operation?
Go on, take it, they won't mind.
Thanks.
I think you're allowed, aren't you? It's just water and food.
Even the condemned man has a last cigarette.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
What's the matter?
Red in the morning, shepherd's warning.
Will you shut up?
You nervous?
Of course he's not nervous.
No, I'm not nervous.
He's nervous. wasting a cigarette.
Of course you're not nervous.
No, I'm not.
Don't tell me you're not nervous. You got out of bed and prayed 3 times last night.
No, I didn't. I was looking for my cufflinks.
Why? You won't be going anywhere, not for a long time.
I don't care. I'm not nervous. I know I'm in good hands.
You mean Thorpe do me a favour? He won't be any good till he gets the right glasses.
He's a very good surgeon. I've been speaking to some of his patients. They all say the same.
Well, of course they do. They're not going to fall out with him, are they? They might have to go back. Don't forget, he's got the only job where they can scar you for life and get away with it.
He took out the wrong appendix.
I'm sure you've no need to worry. I know Thorpe's a bit,
Loony?
harassed. He carries a great deal of responsibility. But once he gets you in there, he's very professional.
Oh, did you hear that? Isn't it amazing how the middle classes stick together, eh? Of course he's very professional with them. He gets the best silver out. They don't get any rusty scalpels. Soon have you out again playing golf, old chap. Pip, pip. Different for us. It's all cut and thrust.
He hasn't done you any harm, Figgis.
That's only because of my natural resistance, my working class ability to endure pain and suffering.
What do you mean? They're to carry you down there kicking and screaming. You can't stand pain. You can't even stand the sight of blood.
You'd have been
Look what happened
knocked
when they
out.
brought that chap in with a gashed arm. He had to get off the stretcher to make room for you. Where's your stiff upper lip, Figgis?
I've chewed it away, mate, like everyone else round here.
Well, I'm not worried. Mother thinks Dr. Thorpe's wonderful. She says he's got a gift for healing.
He's got what?
She says he has made the sick walk.
I know, he's made a few of them run before now. Don't prove anything.
Well, he did a very good job with me. He removed my appendix as clean as a whistle. Not much of a scar either. Mark,
Didn't need
with
it.
a body like this, he knew he had to be careful. Yes, he carried it out with absolute precision.
You can hardly call it precision, Archie. You went in there with chest pains.
And then it follows on.
That was an administrative blunder, not his fault. Anyway, it needed doing. He told me it was full of dangerous bacteria.
Dangerous bacteria. Don't call a few great pips dangerous bacteria.
And I still say he did an excellent job.
Yeah, well, that was on Wednesday, wasn't it? This is Monday.
What's that got to do with it?
He's useless on Mondays. He always is when he's been out with that Gilbert and Sullivan crowd.
I don't see any harm in that.
Don't you? Do you know what they call them in the Red Lion? The Wild Bunch. They got thrown out last week for singing She's Gonna Manage Yum Yum 63 times.
What?
No, you'd have been better off on a Wednesday. Tuesday's just picking up. Thursday's thinking about the weekend again. Mind you, with your appendix, you do have an advantage.
What's that?
There's only one of them. He usually gets confused when he has 2 to choose from.
Will you shut up, Figgis? Can't you see you're upsetting Norman?
No, he's not. I'm quite calm. I know my life's in their hands, but I trust them. They're decent, kindly people, and they're going to do their best for me.
Norman, would you come to the office, please? There's been another cock-up. Okay, Monday, everything is going wrong.
Wonder what it can be.
Well, we lost the key to the poison cupboard again.
You've not signed the form.
What is it?
A consent form for the operation. Why didn't you say you had not signed it?
I didn't know it was important.
Well,
Of course
yeah.
it's important. If something went wrong, where would we be? In the fertilizer.
Thank you.
I'd better sign it.
He censored himself.
What's going to go wrong?
Wrong? Nothing is going to go wrong, Norman. The chances of something going wrong are... Thank goodness, the chances of something going wrong are just...
Astronomical?
1,000 to 1.
Good. 1,000 to 1.
I'd want 1,000,000 to 1.
Supposing I'm the one.
We'd all think that.
Not be the one. It is 1,000 to 1 that you will be the one.
But suppose I am.
Then everything will be fine because you are signing the form.
From the
That
hospital.
won't do me much good.
Please sign the paper. Mr. Thorpe is a very good man. Nothing will go wrong.
Yes. Yes, I like the way he always comes in singing. He's full of beans, isn't he?
No.
Good morning, Doctor. Mm-hmm. Just signing my form.
Yes, well, don't rustle the paper, old chap. I've got a blinding headache.
Don't have to
my
make someone who's got
operation.
hangover.
Oh, yes, I was forgetting. How are you feeling?
I feel all right.
Good. I'm glad one of us does. I feel like death.
What have you done to your face, Doctor?
No, the ad. Cut myself shaving. Look at those eyes, Gupta. Look at the whites.
Oh, dear, yes. They look like a couple of poached eggs.
Not surprised. What a night we had last night.
Would you like a cup of coffee?
Yes, there to stop the
Shouldn't
handshake.
be getting drunk night for an operation.
what a morning. Ever had one of those days, Norman, when you know everything is going to go wrong? Late getting up, couldn't get into the bathroom. My son was in there trying to turn himself into Dracula again. Don't know why he does it. Trouble is, I think it's working. Sure, his teeth are getting longer. Then finally, when I did get in, I cut myself shaving. On the way out, I trapped the dog's head in the door. When I left, I backed into the gates.
I can see your fingers are all thumbs this morning.
Yes. She normally
Excuse
opens
me?
the gates for me, but not this morning. Just because I had a night out. Well, perhaps I had one too many. Must admit, I don't know how that traffic cone got into the bedroom. But I certainly didn't shut myself in the wardrobe and say, is anyone going to push that button or we're going to stand here all night? She made that up just to annoy me. Have you signed that form, Norman?
I was wondering, Doctor, do you think you ought to do the operation today? You don't look very well.
Nonsense, I'll be all right. Once I can focus. Now, don't you worry, everything's going to be just fine. Why don't you go and relax and leave the worrying to us?
What would you do if the doctor were like that before your operation? Let me know.
Gupta.
I wouldn't have it. I'd be running for them there hills.
What's the matter with you?
I've just seen Thorpe. He's cut himself shaving.
What did I tell you? Monday morning?
Don't take any notice, Norman. I'm sure there's no need to worry. Just look at me. I feel fine.
You don't look it.
I think you've aged.
What? No, I've always had these little laugh lines.
I don't know why. You've got nothing to laugh about. You wait till you start moving around again, mate. You'll get the distinct impression you've been interfered with.
I'm not
Well,
worried,
yes.
Figgis.
Of course you're not worried. You're full of drugs. You've been on a trip ever since the operation. The truth is, Norman, we are not designed for surgery. You should see what they've got down there. Knives, cleavers, saws, drills. You don't need a medical diploma for that job. You need an O-level in woodwork.
But they've got to operate sometime.
They'll operate any time. They'll whip out anything these days. They can't wait to get their hands on your internal organs. I didn't want it. I told them. I wanted antibiotics. I happen to believe that nature always provides an antidote.
Well, no.
You didn't have all these operations in
Doesn't.
the olden days. You had your scurvy, your plague, your pox, your consumption, and your leprosy. But you never had appendicitis.
You probably didn't live long enough.
But what causes appendicitis?
I'm gonna have
That's
to.
emotional stress, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to look at that
Suffering from
mag.
emotional stress.
You will be once you get down there. You know your trouble. You don't have the right mental attitude. You worry too much. You should look at your Eastern philosophers. Look at your Hindu. He doesn't suffer from emotional stress. Cholera and dysentery, yes, but not emotional stress. That's because he's got the right mental attitude. He knows all about resignation, patience, and serenity.
Me?
Is everything left to me? Running here, running there. One day I shall meet myself coming back. I should not be doing this.
What are you going to do?
I have to shave you.
Oh, all right. But I've already had one this morning.
Not there.
Not where I am going to shave you. Huh?
Oh.
See what I mean?
Certainly, I'd never put a laser there.
Started. The indignity, the humiliation. Talk about your life in their hands. You didn't know it was going to be a sex life, did you?
Be quiet, Figgis. I don't want them moving around over here now.
He's right, Norman. One false move and you could be singing soprano.
Where are the
Sorry,
board
I've never
there?
had this done before.
Don't worry, Norman. There's nothing to it. It's just
protect
like
the
going to the
you-know-what.
barber's, only you don't leave a tip.
Well, you shouldn't do. Are you circumcised?
No, we don't need to know.
No!
You will be the way he's going on. Tell him to take it easy.
Shut up, Figgis.
You've got your rights. It may not seem much to him,
Have
but
I got
that's your
something out
pride and
there?
joy he's got hold of. Maybe the hope of future generations. Tell him not to be in such a hurry.
Please don't hurry. I'm sure there's plenty of time.
There is no time at all. I have too much to do.
My God, just look at him. It didn't take him long, did it? He's only been in the country 5 minutes and he's suffering from it already.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about emotional stress, mate. You've got it. I can tell by the
We're
way
gonna
your
go.
hand's shaking. I bet it wasn't like this in India, when you were sitting around in your loincloth, meditating.
Don't be.
Yes, they may be a simple people, Figgis, but they could teach us a thing or two.
Who are you calling a simple people? We had a civilization when you were living in caves painting yourselves blue.
Thank you.
That was before you went decadent, didn't it?
We are not decadent. We work hard, not like you. You will not work. You are lazy. That is why you cannot balance the blasted payments.
No, just a minute. You hold it right there, Gunga Din. You keep out of this. I'm not standing by while the working man of this country is insulted by someone who came over here one dark night in a bleating rowing boat.
I did not come by rowing boat. I came by Air India.
Oh, yes, in somebody's suitcase.
I am a British citizen. I came because I was needed, because I have a feeling for medicine.
Are you sure you've got a feeling for medicine? The way you're wielding that razor looks more like the Gurkhas.
What is the matter, Norman? What are you doing?
I'm leaving.
What, you can't? You must have your operation.
No, I don't want it. I've changed my mind.
But you must have it, Norman.
No, I feel a lot better.
Norman.
Leave me alone.
Where are you going?
I'm going to find my clothes.
I wonder what's got into him.
That is exactly what I feared. Something like that happening. I am so sorry if you took offence. But I am going to have to take a look at that mag because in the 80s, for some reason, PGs were allowed to show breasts. I don't know why.
Any news?
He locked himself in the toilet, wants his clothes back.
But they can't just let him go.
Well, of course they can. It's still a free country. Thorpe's talking to him through the keyhole, but he won't let him in. Sweeney Todd has stand more chance of getting through that door.
This is why I won't do in sickness and in
Well, I
health.
hope you're satisfied.
What do you mean?
Racism and that.
I suppose you've heard what happened.
Unless enough people
I just
shout
been
out
talking
for
to
it.
Norman through the lavatory door. He refuses to have the operation. He's in there quoting habeas corpus and flushing the cistern. But I, as senior house surgeon, should be reduced to shouting my head off over a cracked lavatory pan. Shows the depth to which my career is now sunk.
Have you tried getting in touch with his mother?
Yes. Apparently she's in church somewhere praying for his immortal soul. It seemed to indicate a general lack of confidence all round.
And don't start on religious now.
Yeah, I am
Religion.
doing for surgery what Crippen did for medicine. I'd like to know who gave Norman this impression and what's making him so apprehensive.
Well, sure it's not all that serious, is it, Doctor? I mean, if he doesn't have the operation?
Well, it all
appendix
depends
got
what you mean
burst.
by serious, Figgis. I mean, if he doesn't have the operation, he'll probably die.
That sounds fairly serious.
Well, I didn't know that. He didn't seem too bad. What's he looking at me like that for?
If you don't mind, Figgis, I think I'd like my Scrabble board back.
Are you sure you're right, Doctor?
Oh, yes, I can honestly say if I don't get Norman into that theatre, his condition could become critical. But not half as critical as yours is going to be, Figgis. I hold you responsible for this.
Oh, now, wait a minute. All we did was talk. I didn't know he was going to do anything like this. I wouldn't do anything to hurt him. I'd sooner give me right arm.
I wouldn't say that around here if I were you. He might take you up on it. You could be leaving this place on stumps.
Well, what can we do, Doctor?
I want Norman in that theatre as soon as possible. He'll come back in here to change his clothes. I want you to persuade him to have the operation.
Well, suppose he won't listen.
He'd better, for your sake. I don't care how you do it, but just do it and don't waste any time.
Let's face it,
So is he only half shaven?
we failed, Norman.
You mean you failed?
Oh, if you don't mind, Archie, it's a bit late to start apportioning blame. The question is, what are we going to do about it?
Well, what are we going to do about it?
Simple. As soon as he gets back here, we grab him.
Well, I'm not going to grab him. I've got 26 stitches. I'd split like a sausage.
Now, of course you wouldn't, because we'd have the element of surprise. Before he knows what's happened, Gupter will stick it in him.
Stick what in him?
Yes.
The needle, blimey, I don't have to teach you your job, do I?
I can't do that.
Well, of course you can. It's a matter of life and death. You heard what Thorpe
This is
said.
assault.
I don't care how you do it, just do it.
Look, I thought we were going to use our powers of persuasion.
Well, of course we're going to use our powers of persuasion. Then we'll grab him. The big thing to remember is act natural, as if nothing's happened.
I don't think you're going anywhere,
Norman, I
mate.
didn't see you there. You're not going through with it, then?
No.
You must be feeling better.
Yes, I feel a lot better.
You don't look it.
Just a few twinges. I'll be all right.
You know, you look just like my Uncle Fred. He went that colour. That brings it all back to me.
Wouldn't he have the operation?
No, well, it wouldn't have done him any good. He'd been dead 3 days when I saw him. And he still looked better than you do. But why worry? You could walk out of here and get knocked down by a bus.
I'm not going to have that operation, Roy.
Well, suit yourself, but what are you going to do when the pain starts?
Oh, I can stand pain. I'll
You could
take
just
up
stick it in him
medication.
now.
I would not attempt that if I were you. It is extremely difficult.
No, I've seen them on television. They can stand any amount of pain. They can lie on a bed of nails while an elephant sits on them.
It may look simple, but it is not. I have practiced meditation. It is the denial of the body through abstinence and contemplation. I spent many days in silent thought and prayer, my body totally motionless, all my senses suspended, until I achieved complete control and serenity.
Me?
Then I took this large nail and passed it through my lower lip.
What did it feel like?
It hurt like bloody hell.
He would.
Well, there you are. You see, it didn't work for him, and he's one of the faithful. What chance do you stand, you C of E?
All right, I'll take up faith healing.
Oh, do me a favour. What are you going to do? Pop into the vestry and ask the vicar to lay his hand on your appendix? You'll think you've gone raving mad.
Why?
Well, for one thing, he won't know where it is. And for another,
He
but
found
God
his.
doesn't work that way.
How does he work then?
Well, he works through people like Thorpe. Thorpe is what you call your instrument of God. I know he doesn't look much like it, but that's what he is.
Didn't know Thorpe believed in God.
Well, he doesn't so much believe in God, he thinks he is God. You can understand it, really, dealing every day in life and death. It's a sacred calling. And
Kind
in a
of
way,
our
he's going to
surgeons.
be playing God with your appendix.
Well, he's not going to be playing God with my appendix. I'm getting out of here.
Grab him!
Oh, not the buttocks. Never had an injection there, but it's supposed to hurt.
Right. Now, there's no need to worry, Norman. You'll just feel slightly dizzy, and then you'll feel very relaxed. And then you'll find that
Wrong person.
your legs will get weaker and... Doctor! You idiot! My God, haven't I suffered enough? I'm going. I'm going.
He's gone.
And I'm going!
Oh, no, you're not!
You're just going to have to wait for them to wear it off now. Well, that.
We can't go on like this, Norman.
Leave me alone!
Poor lady.
It's
She's
freezing out
terrified.
here. Let's go back and talk it over.
No,
You'll catch your death of cold.
I don't care.
Oh, come on, old son. Just for me.
No. If I come back there, you'll stick that needle in me and then I'll be helpless.
I promise you there'll be no funny business. Let's go back to bed where it's warm and talk it over.
Can I have my clothes back?
Of course you can have your clothes back.
And no funny business.
I promise.
All right, then.
Good lad.
Oh, best part of the show. Best part of the show.
See, you're nothing to worry about. Sleeping like a baby.
No, darling, not now.
She wasn't terrified, she was disgusted.
I know you find me attractive. It's understandable. You've got to fight it. Remember your marriage vows. Oh, darling. No. Please. I'm only human.
Don't call that sleeping like a baby.
It's good stuff they give you. It's extracted from rocket fuel. Sends you straight into orbit.
Yes, and supposing I stay in orbit, supposing I don't wake up.
Of course you'll wake up.
I'm not so sure. The chances are 1,000 to 1 something will go wrong.
Oh, so that's what's worrying you, statistics. You don't want
Not
to
the
take
best
any notice
odds,
of
but good
statistics.
odds.
They say every fourth baby born in the world is Chinese. Well, we've got 4 and they're all as white as you are.
It's not funny, Figgis.
All right, all right. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll improve the odds.
How can you do that?
Put that blue sock on.
What?
Just do as I say. Put that blue sock on.
Right, I don't know why.
Let's
Come on,
steady.
boy.
Are you wearing
Right now.
underwear?
Put that red one on.
This is ridiculous.
Just put it
Wearing
on.
underwear.
See? We have now improved the odds.
How?
Captain, I want you to search your mind. Now tell me the truth. Have you ever heard of a case of a patient wearing odd socks dying under the anaesthetic? Now don't rush. Think about it carefully.
No, I've never heard of such a case.
There's never been such a case recorded, not in the whole history of medicine. That phenomena has never been encountered.
That's true. The odds must be fantastic.
Not worth contemplating, Captain. There must be millions to one.
Well, I've never thought of it like
There
that.
you are, you see. Got to use a bit of it. And tell you what, just to make absolutely sure, we'll throw in the teddy bear as well. Now,
This is teddy bear.
have you ever heard of a patient wearing odd socks and clutching a teddy bear dying on the anaesthetic?
That case has never been recorded.
Well, if you put it like that,
That's the spirit.
on one condition, that you come down with me, Roy,
Of course
He's
I
not
will.
allowed.
and stay with me during the operation.
Not allowed.
I don't know about that.
I think that can be arranged.
They can't.
You won't let me down, Roy.
No, of course I won't.
No. Hygiene.
Ah, Norman, I'm glad you could find the time to pop in. We won't keep you long. Look at that, gentlemen. Not a care in the world. Good Lord. Now, gentlemen, I'm going to make... What's this doing here?
It's for good luck.
Figgis, be quiet.
Shh, not a word. You
You
just
let him
carry
in
on.
as well.
Is that his heart? It's jumping about a bit. Oh, this looks sharp. Get through some tissue with that.
Put that down, Figgis.
Sorry, Doc, you just carry on.
Yes,
stand by the
Daddy.
tramp. She's a mate of mine.
This could be rather harrowing, Figgis.
Don't worry. I'm not the sort to flinch at the sight of blood. Tell me where you want me to stand.
Well, don't knock
Outside.
anything down. I'm about to start.
Right. I want you to know I've got every confidence in you, Doctor.
Hi.
It's not going to be such a bad day after all.
What are you dressed as? I didn't know they said fourth wall breaks. I like fourth wall breaks. Yes, that scene in the bus stop, hilarious. I loved it. I loved it to bits. If you just put one of those in each episode, not in the bus stop, but like one of those really laugh out loud moments, I would be happy, really happy. Better than the last episode, but they didn't have to build up the characters, stuff like that. Richard Wilson still didn't get the laughs really, so hopefully he does later. Sign out. Yeah, I'm finding it quite weird seeing Richard Wilson as the straight guy, basically, in this. I'm used to seeing him as the funny man like Victor Meldrew, or part funny man like co-funny man in Sharp Intake of Breath. I think of the name there. So, yes, it's quite weird seeing him like that. I'm hoping he gets more funnier lines as time goes on. I didn't like the way the ism started coming into it. It's what I dreaded, 80s comedy, non-PC. I'm not like that in the slightest. I'm called Serenity Soul on the axe because peaceful won the axe. I don't believe in judging anybody for their race, religion or whatever. As long as they're staying within the law, it is completely fine. So, yes, I am hoping we don't get too much more of that. I am so sorry if it offended you. I never meant to. I did not mean that. I apologise. But I am enjoying it as a whole. That scene in the bus stop really made up for everything. Still on the higher end of mediocre, but it's starting to increase the laughs. So, hopefully it continues on the upward trend. And don't forget, as I said in the video, if you any shows that are on breaks, you can ask them to come back sooner. If enough people ask, it will come back sooner. The best thing to do, if someone asks, thumb their comment up and reply to that. Then none will get lost. I mean, I'm going to get a few comments here and there right now. Thank you to those that are commenting. But if I do get people coming in, more commenters, may get lost down there somewhere, the top comments will be easier to see, so thumbs up and reply to those. Also, if you want to suggest shows, same rule applies. If someone suggests a show, thumb it up and reply to those. The more shows get to the top, the more I will look into doing them. Now, I may not be able to do them straight away because I have to buy the DVDs. I'm only on limited funds at the moment. As you can see, I'm not monetized or anything like that. So, hopefully, I will be able to get a few DVDs here and there. I've just spent £400 on DVDs. So maybe there's a show there that I've already got that you asked for. But yes, I will try to bring them. If I do get monetized and I get channel memberships, I will give you the Dropbox links to the shows on Patreon. So you will get those as well. So I don't know if I put that up to 2 days a week yet. It was only on Mondays. I'm putting it up to Fridays as well. If it is there yet, I'm not quite sure. I want to get well ahead with these videos first. So yes, I'm enjoying this, and if you are to like, comment, subscribe and follow please. And to my Patreon members, it is you that is bringing the content to me to allow me to bring the content straight back to you. Thank you all ever so much. I love you lots no matter what tier you are, and I honestly do. So with that, I shall sign out and go to the next one, and I hope to see you there. Goodbye.